USA Radio Network's national political commentator Scottie Nell Hughes, who supports Donald Trump, and CNN political commentator Setmeyer, former communications director for Representative Dana Rohrabacher. Scottie, Ted Cruz called Donald Trump a sniveling coward for taking shots at Heidi Cruz. Do you think that Donald Trump went too far here? That retweet, is that too much?
Well, let me say this. It's good to know that chivalry is not dead within the GOP, as both men have stood up for their wives. And I think that's something that speaks very well about how the GOP feels about women. But when I look at, I don't always have to agree with everything Mr. Trump does. And I never want to sit there and encourage anybody to base their comments or base any hate or negativity on looks, superficial looks. So in this case, I don't think it was the best approach for Mr. Trump to do. But I also think we need to put the blame where it belongs. And I think it belongs on this Make America Awesome PAC again, who has caused this Grand Canyon between these two candidates. And I think it's not I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think this is based on the fact that last week there were rumors that the Cruz delegates and the Trump delegates were getting together, and they were coming up with a plan to make sure that if we did go into a brokered convention, that nobody else's name would be able to be brought from the floor. That's what this is a result from. It scared the fire out of these establishment folks who said, nope, we need to make sure these two groups hate each other. And unfortunately, I think this is going to continue if we see that we're going to go towards a brokered convention.
Sarah, somewhere in there, Scottie actually said she didn't like the fact that Donald Trump did that retweet there, comparing his wife to Heidi Cruz. But she also said that the people who were going after Donald Trump, they started it. Does it matter who started it?
No, it doesn't matter who started it. And the fact is that, super PAC's going to do what they do. It was a nice pivot for Scottie to get off the subject because it is indefensible. I, as a woman, as a stepmother to two young girls, okay, who are 11 and 9, who get bullied in school because of how they look. They get called ugly. They get called you look different. And we have a presidential candidate that has a history. This isn't the first time he's done this. Let's hold Donald Trump accountable for his own actions and words. He did not. This is standing up for his wife. This is chivalrous by him objectifying his own wife and also comparing her to somebody else's wife, what she looks like. This is a man who is superficial, who has made terribly derogatory statements about women his entire career. This is a man who went through a divorce in public here in New York. I remember, I'm from here, who's bragging about his sexual pleasure with his mistress and demeaning the wife of his children, the mother of his children. This is the man that Scottie Hughes is supporting and making excuses for every single week because he continues to do these kinds of things. How do I explain to my 11 and 9-year-old stepdaughters, a man that calls women fat pigs, who talks about having a nice piece of blank on his arm, it doesn't matter what people say about you, that calls people like Megyn Kelly bimbos, who goes after women in so many derogatory ways. This is the man that you support as a woman and continue to make excuses for in the presidential election. There's no excuse for this, and I don't know how you reconcile it.
All right, that deserves a response.
Damn.
We'll get it from Scottie right after the break.